In the previous episode of YOLO Hangout,
there are people who sell just in front of gutters, and some of them too, when they are serving you the food, they use their bare hands. Instead of using the spoon or something, then she'll use her hand to fetch it.
It's very dangerous having multiple sexual partners because you don't know who the other partner is sleeping with. So when you go sleep with the number of people you do and you come back, it's going to contract some STIs as well. So it's very bad.
Today, the discussion gets even hotter.
For guys per se, you have to always be ready for battle. You don't know what will come at any time. So prevention is better than cure.
Our parents shouldn't wait when we are 18 years or 16 years before they start giving us this sex education. They should start at the tender age.
This is the 13th episode of the YOLO Hangout, and I want to say thank you to our lovely studio audience and to the viewers as well for coming with us on this exciting trip. We are happy that we totally discussed issues from the YOLO series pertaining to adolescent reproductive health. The YOLO Hangout is brought to you by the National Population Council, supported by USAID and facilitated by Communicate for Health. Now, you at home can also join in the conversation on our social media handles on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, YOLO Ghana. Good life. Good life.
It's an everyday thing.
YOLO.
You only live once.
We're going for a commercial break and we'll be right back.
Yeah, don't waste any time. He's waiting. You have to make up your mind though.
Come on, yeah, this is the only way. If you really want to hang out with us, you've got to step up and do this.
I'm sorry, sir. I have to focus on my education.
What?
Here's your phone.
Be a positive influence on your friends. You only live once, so make the smart choice.
Good life. It's an everyday thing. Good life. Live it well. Good Life from Ghana Health Service and Partners is here to make healthier, happier living an everyday thing.
Alright, so if you've been with us all has to know that I don't run the show alone, but I do that with guest presenters. Today, we have two guest presenters with us in the studios. Let's welcome Kofi and Ato, known in YOLO as Mutombo and Nicholas. our discussion topics today are condom use, STIs, parenting relationships, sugar relationships. Now, it promises to be exciting as this is our final episode. This is our day. But before we get into the discussions, let me just quickly ask my guest presenters a few questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready for you.
Okay. Prior to YOLO, nobody knew you. During YOLO, you were new faces in the industry. How has the introduction to the movie industry and the fame and the attention that comes with it been?
It's been great for me. Personally, I'm not a person who would, on the normal circumstance, come and stand outside to do something. But after the auditions, the callback, and the main deal, that's really helped me. I've learned a lot.
YOLO has given us, me especially, a very big exposure. Since I joined Farmhouse, YOLO, come on, you guys all know me, right?
Talking about fading out, what are your prospects for the future in the industry?
We want to go far. We really want to go far. TV-wise, TV presenting, radio presenting, movies, stage plays, everything we are doing.
Yeah, basically anything that has to do with lifestyle, anything that has to do with fine arts, anything that has to do with screen, public interaction, anything.
All in all,
yeah.
You are entertainers, right?
Exactly.
All right, we are about discussing relevant issues from YOLO. Now, today we are talking about condom use first. Let's take a look at scenes from some episodes of YOLO.
The way they look hot, I don't know if you control myself. Charlie, today, dear. Wow, Atu.
This year, get away, I come from that. Brain, I'm losing my brain, so don't call me doctor. Your body boozing my head, you boozing my head, I'm a man.
Wait, this condom no drop from my pocket.
Hey, why, what's up? I can't let him follow me, oh. Why? Just because he dropped the condom. But why is he carrying a condom in his pocket? Ask him. Why should I? Seriously.
Okay, so referring to YOLO, we see Ato go into the pharmacy to buy a condom, although Ruby hasn't showed signs of interest yet. Now, are there guys who do that, guys who push or who are always prepared and always have a condom on them?
For guys per se, yeah, you have to always be ready for battle. You don't know what will come at any time. So, yeah, prevention is better than cure. Because if maybe in the room and then something happens, you don't have condoms with you at that moment, you are going to lose. So then, yeah.
You lose the match.
Yes.
Hey.
Impregnates the lady to
Okay.
get it. So, but then if you have it at that moment, you're free to go.
Better still, don't even do it.
I strongly agree with him.
Okay.
Because I have some friends, anytime they are working, they have condom on them. They be like, Charlie, anything go fit come. Like, assurance first. So you have to, the condom has to be on you, just in case, so that you can protect yourself.
It's always necessary that you have the condom, the protection there, because as far as I know, condom is not only for the protection against STIs, but also for the protection against unwanted pregnancies. Yeah, so it's always good to have it in your room. Yeah, in your room actually, not always on you, because you can't meet somebody on the way and then have sex. Yeah.
I also think Atu made the right decision by going to buy the condom in the first place when he had the edge. But I think we shouldn't create the environment where we need a condom. Why should you create the environment for you to need a condom? I don't think it's necessary. As adolescents, we don't need that at this moment.
Okay, so when the condom fell, George reacted to it. What do you make of George's reaction when the condom fell?
At that scene, I think the way George handled the issue wasn't right. Even though you are trying to tell him to pick that thing, he should have said it in a polite way, and because the way he said it was just embarrassing, kind of shouting, and everybody was just staring and looking at things. So I think he didn't use the right way.
Properly.
Yeah, he didn't handle it well.
I agree. I accept what George did, but I think he should have gone further to find out the reason why he has a condom and probably advise him on what he should do, because you're all
While the
adolescents.
condom is still on the floor.
After picking it up.
Okay.
George advice.
Probably after advice, you go spread your gossip around.
I think the condom falling gave George an opportunity to get back at Ato, because he already had an issue with him.
Yeah.
But I think that George could have just picked the condom and then spoken to him like maybe away from people, because that really made Ato shy.
Your condom dropped, I should pick it.
At least we are friends.
Boys.
Great comments from our studio audience, but let's go to town and see what some random youth have to say about the topic. Don't go away.
Abstaining from sex is good because it allows the youth to focus on their education and do better. As for unprotected sex, it's very dangerous because it will lead to unwanted pregnancy, STDs and others.
These are our views on this topic, but let's hear what the experts have to say from the YOLO Youth Corner.
To young people, abstinence is the best option, but if you are sexually active, do well to protect yourself. Condoms can be accessed in most of the pharmacy shops, but young people are not able to patronize these products because of the attitude of some service providers. Young people are advised to walk freely and confidently into the shops to get their condoms. Adults and service providers at these shops should be receptive, because whether they are receptive or not, young people are continually having sex. Rather, take opportunity to educate them about proper use of condoms and the consequences of having unprotected sex.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at scenes from some episodes of YOLO.
Say, if see these doctors, they know the insult or they know they give pressure. Say, if you go there, way go meet some old woman or old man, then they ask you, young man, how may I help you? Then you go talk, say, I'm here to treat STI. Then them they wear them as spectacles and they go do like that to watch you. That thing alone be pressure.
Then you to lower your own and watch out. On a more serious note, those people then be friendly. Then go chat splash you, then go make you feel comfortable. My guy, show me what they do like. People there.
In the 80s, these things know they
Master,
happen.
come off for plus your Mr. 80s and things. You see the youth corner did that side, man. If you look sharp, then pass that side, then they give way.
Let's talk about STIs. Psycho gets an STI and then goes to the hospital. Drogba escorts him but leaves him before he gets into the hospital. He also mentioned that he can talk to the doctors and nurses at the youth corner because they are very confidential, okay, and friendly as well. How many of us have patronized youth corners?
Previously, I see the nurses at the hospital, especially the youth corner, as very rude, and they wouldn't even have time for you. I was thinking they would be like, you this small girl, what at all did you go and do, and why won't you sit at your one place, and you understand. But after watching YOLO and the advice Drogba gave to Psycho, I tried it at my place. I visited it and I got to know that it is true. They are very friendly and they are going to help you solve your problems.
Okay, and also note that there are youth corners in over 400 health centers in Ghana, and so do well to walk into one and then get checked. Now, let's make reference to how the doctor treated Psycho, knowing that he's a teenager and he's contracted gonorrhea. Do you think that that was the best way he handled Psycho's situation?
Personally, I think it's cool. Like, he made a more comfortable environment for Psycho to open up, because initially Psycho thought he was going to be scolded or something like that. Like, I had sex with a girl and I've gotten gonorrhea. Who will take it easy? So yeah, I think it's cool. It's fun.
Let's go for a quick commercial break and we'll be back to continue with the discussions.
Meet Sandra. She's 16 years old. Her dream was to become a doctor. She began studying hard to achieve her dream. It seemed nothing could stop her. That is until she met Bob. Her friends warned her to take it slow. But she wouldn't listen. And then she missed a period. Now her parents are disappointed in her. She can hardly face all those she loves. And her friends pretend they don't know her. And as for Bob, all because she missed one period. As a teenager, every period counts while you're in school to achieve your dreams. You only live once, so make the smart choice.
Good life. It's an everyday thing. Good life. Live it well. Good Life from Ghana Health Service and Partners is here to make healthier, happier living an everyday thing.
Welcome back. What are some of the ways we can prevent STIs?
For me, abstinence is the best because sometimes curing this kind of diseases is expensive. So better abstinence, yeah.
Well, though, we can say abstinence is the best, though. But like I said earlier, everybody's got feelings, man. So you only need to go for the condom. Yeah, you need to go for the condom and then it will really help you.
Okay.
Back in JHS, I learned about the ABC method, which the A stands for abstinence, the B stands for be faithful, and then the C stands for the condom use. So I think that's the best way we can apply the ABC method in order to prevent those STIs.
Okay.
In as much as we are having fun with condom use and stuff, the best thing is to abstain. Please, let's abstain. Just, as we are even talking about it, we've seen a lot of complications that are coming from even thinking of using a condom.
Let's take a look at scenes from some episodes of YOLO.
Can I see her too? What she looks like?
Hey, Mom, you know what? Maybe this is not a good idea after all. I'm sorry.
What is not a good idea? Have I complained?
No, but...
But what? If you can show Lydia a picture of your girlfriend, why can't you show your mother too? Or you want to hide it from me?
No, Mom, don't get me wrong. I was just kind of waiting for the right time to tell you.
Okay. I beg you. Please, show me a picture of your girlfriend.
Okay, talking about parenting relationships, do you think that we should discuss our sexual reproductive health issues with our parents?
Yes, I think we should do that. We should discuss our sexual life. In fact, when we are of age, not until our parents shouldn't wait when we are 18 years or 16 years before they start giving us this sex education. They should start at the tender age. Immediately we get into the adolescent age.
I prompted my mom because I went to my friend's house and how she was behaving with her mom. I really envied her because she could talk about personal issues with her mom. And I told my mom that, Mom, you should discuss certain things with me because I'm even shy to come to you and say, Mommy, teach me about sex education. She'll be like, you want to do it, so you want to know about it. So I think parents should create that endeavor so that we can also express ourselves.
Friends in YOLO, are there mothers like Zinabu who will push their children into relationships with men?
From my personal experience, I've had and I have observed quite a number of families that push their children into marriage or into men. For example, if I'm in the same class with you and we were once on the same level and your mom has given you into someone's hand in marriage or pushed you into a man and you're now making money, and I'm suffering my parents. There are mothers out there that will actually want you to also make money home because maybe they gave birth to you through teenage pregnancy or it wasn't their will to give birth to you or something. So they would also want you to try making money home and bringing a good man home
for the family.
Yes, so they will also push you into men.
For me, I've seen one or two. Parents sometimes, if they are not well-to-do and then they have a very good or beautiful child that they want to use as money-making means, they can easily put that lady or they can easily put that child into a relationship way when the man is very rich and then well-to-do.
Basically, sometimes it's not about the financial, as he also said, but sometimes they just want to get you off. They want to get you off. Go and start your own life somewhere, and that will push the ladies to also go do that. They want to get you married off to someone who is well-to-do.
After all 52 weeks of the YOLO series, which characters stand out for you, and are there any positive or negative role models?
I have a couple of characters that I like much. Starting with George, the King George himself. Even though he is the open mouth type, sometimes when we listen to what he is saying, we make sense out of it. Let's take a scene, for instance, the scene in the barbering shop where he was telling Abrantier that HIV is among STI. Who would have thought that George would come out with something like this, to the extent of even calling his mom to defend him, because they all know George to be the open mouth type. So, but he defended himself.
Personally, I really like Monster. I really admire him a lot, because even though he was in the midst of friends who were involved in all sorts of things, he was focused. He never involved himself with their actions. He advises them. He had the chance to do it because he was with them. They were in his barbering shop all the time. But then he was focused. They are doing it, but that's not me. So that's what brings us down to the individual perception about stuff.
I'll choose Emily, because one, she was fluent in English. She's not speaking PG. And and again, he always alert Cyril that they are abstaining from sex.
Yes, I think I like Sewa. She highlights that ignorant part of our society that we overlook. I think if I get up to say I was raped because I was educated, my father is raped, she takes me to the hospital to make noise about the fact that I was raped, everybody's going to give me that attention that I deserve. But for someone on the streets, nobody's going to listen to you. Or I'm not saying she was on the streets, I think she's a street person, but most of the time when I saw her, she was always walking on the street selling something. So that's the ignorant part of the society that everybody overlooks when it comes to certain things. So she highlights that part, and we all see that this is what happens. Sometimes the boys in the neighborhood take advantage of that ignorance and that innocence and that naivety. Yeah.
I think I like Joyce's mother, because due to how she trains the Anne and then George, the children are opened to other people, especially George, for instance. If not for how the mom, if she were to be a very rude woman or a strict woman, George wouldn't have been open to people like that.
For me, I like Pusha, because he didn't want Cyril to go through whatever he went through. So he was always advising Cyril on what to do. And even the fact that he was always trying to show remorse to Auntie Enyonam for even things he did in the past. That one alone even motivates some of us.
Coco Instagram. She's the one I like much. The way she sells her porridge, it kills me.
Don't die.
Well, I'll choose Nicholas.
Thank you.
Because it was not part of the bad boys, although he lives with them. But it was because of friend influence that led him to do that. But excluding from that, it was great.
Let's go for a quick commercial break, and we'll be back to continue with the discussion.
Yeah, don't waste any time. He's waiting.
You have to make up your mind though.
Come on, yeah. This is the only way. If you really want to hang out with us, you've got to step up and do this.
I'm sorry, sir. I have to focus on my education.
What?
Here's your phone.
Be a positive influence on your friends. You only live once, so make the smart choice.
Good life. It's an everyday thing. Good life. Live it well. Good Life from Ghana Health Service and Partners is here to make healthier, happier living an everyday thing.
This is how we wrap up all 13 episodes of the YOLO Hangout. I've had an amazing time running this show, and thanks to all my guest presenters and all the studio audience who came by. Without you, the YOLO Hangout wouldn't be what it is, and so we really, really appreciate. To you, our viewer at home, thanks for coming with us from episode 1 to episode 13. I've been your host throughout, the season, and my name is Lenny Lamote. The YOLO Hangout is brought to you by the National Population Council, supported by USAID and facilitated by Communicate for Health. Our social media handles are YOLO Ghana on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Let's keep the discussion going. Good life. Good life. YOLO!
Mama,